Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Morning Breeze. Got a lot to get into on today's episode. Mike McCarthy scheduled to interview for the Chicago Bears job. Is he a front runner in this whole process?
All right.
And then, George JC.
Hey.
We got to have a conversation on this next group of candidates now with the wild card round done. The Chicago Bears have an opportunity to interview your Monkins, your Bradys, all of those next round of guys. Who's leading the pack when that round comes around? Is there somebody that stands out to you that really is above the rest? And then finally, we watched an NFC North go out there in Wild Card Weekend and get absolutely throttled in 2 games. How far behind are the Chicago Bears really? And will a new head coach close that gap quicker? The date is 1/14/2025. I'm going to tell you something. It is 7:03 in the doggone morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it on good authority that the Vikings are frauds.
Ooh.
Big fraud alert. Fraudy fraud. Can't trust them. Dare I say, maybe we got to say the NFC North is a little fraudy?
Probably is the case.
Could the NFC North be a little fraudy?
Yeah, a little fraudy.
A little fraudulent?
Yeah.
Fraudulent North?
A little fake.
Little fake North? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Jesus. Both teams got green.
Just absolutely manhandled. The one thing I will say about the Vikings, I don't know if I can call the Vikings fraudulent. By the way, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. I don't know if I can call the Vikings fraudulent. I think the Vikings went up against one of 3 teams that you kind of knew would absolutely give them problems.
Well,
And 2 of the teams aren't in the playoffs. They went up against the one quarterback that I was like, he's going to destroy you. Like, bet zero blitz doesn't matter when the ball's out in 0.5 seconds. Matt Stafford is like, set hut, get there. Nah, that didn't me. I'm old. His knees hurt. Let me tell you right now, you're not making contact with me, buddy boy.
Yeah, Sammy Dang Darnold didn't do that great of a job either.
Sam Darnold might have fumbled a bag yesterday. Sam Darnold might, among the football, outside of just fumbling the football, he might have fumbled a bag yesterday.
Fumbled a good contract coming up.
Might have been a bag fumble yesterday in front of our eyes, man. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Let's talk a little bit of Bears football here, Jordan JC, because well, first things first, how you doing this morning, brother?
I'm feeling very good. Feeling good. I actually went to the gym, and guess what I made before I went to the gym? I had a good ribeye with a little garlic butter and potatoes. Yeah, ribeye, garlic butter, potatoes, and a salad. Went my butt to the gym, had a good workout, feeling pretty good. Oh yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, dog. Nothing wrong with that. I'm having a rough couple of weeks here, gym wise. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on. I'm gonna go upstairs after. Yeah, I mean, do a little lifting in house, but yeah, a rough couple of weeks gym wise. I'm not even gonna stunt with you. It's
come on.
It's been a lot of fast food, a lot of eating, just whatever's in front of me. And
come on.
It is what it is. You got what you got, man. I had a kid. What do you want from me? This is I want to start here because I think this is interesting. It's something that now that Mike McCarthy is scheduled, and he's scheduled to interview for the Chicago Bears job on Wednesday. Where do we have Mike McCarthy? where does he rank for you? Is he now the new front runner for this Chicago Bears job? And the reason that I say that is because everybody, again, we all want Ben Johnson. We all want Ben Johnson. We all want Ben Johnson. It's out there, right? I said it 3 times. It's out there.
I want Ben Johnson.
On record.
Yeah.
We want Ben Johnson. But the competition on Ben Johnson is interesting. And I don't know if you look at the Chicago Bears job as the number one job among the jobs out there. Now, I think Caleb Williams makes this a heck of a lot more enticing, but we know what's going on up there. We can't sit there and pretend like we're just like, oh, yeah, it's perfect. Here we go. I'm moving right along. Oh, and so everything's just fixed in the front office. Everybody's happy. There's nobody in the principal's office anymore. Nobody finished up there.
Nobody's getting a discipline report.
You know what I mean? Like it's all fixed. Everything that we saw is just magically. It's like the Monday after the Bears lose a close game, right? Like,
yeah.
It's fine. We're all good. Everybody's good. Everyone's in the building happy. We're ready to get to work. We're excited. Here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, that feels believable. So for me, I think that when you look at the Ben Johnson situation, first off, you're going to get a 3.5-hour glaze fest from Tom Brady coming this coming weekend here, and still don't know how he's allowed to do
crazy.
This. Oh, yeah, he's about to go crazy, bro. He was glazing him in a game that he was not in.
He had nothing to do with. Right,
he had nothing to do with what game was he going? Was it the Bills game?
Actually part of it. Yeah.
Was it the Bills game? He was glazing him in a game? Not nowhere to be found. It was just like, why is Ben Johnson being brought up right now? Tom's over here.
Whoa.
Tom, man, I interest you in J.J. McCarthy. But no, at the end of the day, now you're talking about a guy in Mike McCarthy who it seems like he's going to interview for your Bears job, seems like he's going to interview for the Saints job.
Yeah.
You know what he brings. He's going to bring that offense. Is he the guy that it feels like if you miss out on Ben Johnson is your new front runner for the Chicago Bears job?
Oh, it sure does seem like it because they're getting right on it with him. As soon as they tried to get him the first time, the Dallas Cowboys denied it. But now that they have nobody stopping them, you already set an interview up for the following day, tomorrow on Wednesday. And so I like how Nova put it. He's not the worst pick, but he's not the sexy pick right now that people want. Obviously we all want Ben Johnson, but if you already missed out on the Detroit's OC, then yes, this is a guy who we talked about has a very high and efficient winning percentage when it comes to the regular season. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's been a part of the NFC North before, so he kind of knows how this division goes about its business. This seems like the when we talked about the safe, comfortable pick with Ron Rivera, this kind of seems like it's up there with that.
Does
for
it?
Me. Yeah,
it's seeing that. I don't know if this feels
warm,
safe.
Feel good pick. It's like Mike McCarthy. He's gonna get along well with the organization and the McCaskies love him. It just seems like that's the route. Like, everybody's in love with Mike McCarthy, and he's gonna come in and just be the good guy. And I don't know. That's just the vibes I get off of this, which is why I think they're trying to hurry up and interview him because. Yeah, if Ben Johnson is not that guy, then you got a guy right here who has done it before, who has the experience, has the resume, and they probably would feel more comfortable with bringing him in.
No, listen, I've heard that a little bit, right? I've heard that he's the safe pick, he's the easy guy to go about getting. You don't have to worry about it. I feel like he's probably the dangerous pick because it feels like who he is. Like, listen, I believe he can get you to 12 wins. I believe that he can get you to the playoffs. I believe that, he can develop Caleb Williams. All these things check a box for me. I'm happy. I also believe that he can coach a game that will blow you a playoff game. So, I feel like you're taking almost more of a chance going out and adding a Mike McCarthy to me because I do believe that. Oh, look at that. Jimmy Hoffa's back. What's going on, Jimmy?
Are you kidding me? You come out of nowhere and talk about some go pack go.
Jimmy Hoffa's back in the building.
Over, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about that old fraudulent quarterback. But no, to me, I look at Mike McCarthy, I don't know if I look at him as the safe pick. I feel like I look at him as what he can be as a head coach. But that doesn't mean that it's the highest heights unless you get the highest heights out of him, right? Unless you get, if he turns Caleb Williams into Aaron Rodgers, you know what I mean? Like that's where you kind of go, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if he turns, I think we know who he is as far as that coach when playoff time comes around, as far as clock management, different things like that. I get it. I understand it. My thing with Mike McCarthy is if he comes in, he feels like the guy who I know will develop Caleb Williams. I thought Yurko brought out a great point. He talked about he's like one of 4 people that read Aaron Rodgers' book. And Aaron Rodgers credits Mike McCarthy for essentially like, I'm not me if he doesn't force me to learn his system.
Mm.
I'm not this guy if he doesn't force me to learn his system, because it taught him so much pre-check. It teaches you so much pre-play that it makes the game easier for you when the actual play is running. So those are the things where it's like, these are the pros. These are the parts that are exciting. These are the fun parts. But as far as the safe pick, it's like, yeah, but like we haven't seen him go on a playoff run probably since Brandon Bostic fumbled a football away.
Oh, wow. Brandon Bostic. Wow.
Yeah, take it back.
That's a name pool. Here's my thing. I mean, you like you said, you know what you're getting. If you don't want to call it the safe pick, fine. You want to say maybe it's consistent. I see stable in the chat. You know, that's fine with me. My thing is
stable is a great word for it.
That yeah, stability. Yeah, and quite honestly, that is what we're lacking as an organization. Yeah. We're lacking stability. So at the very least, you want to bring a guy in that can bring some consistency to the regular season. Sure, by track record, he is very good with that. However, in this past couple of years in his stint in Dallas, he's 1-3 in the postseason.
Yeah,
and so obviously there's a limit, there's a cap there where once you get to where you need to get to, well, maybe there's a lack of talent or a lack of ingenuity, a lack of creativity when it comes to him. And so that's the thing is, what are you satisfied with, I guess, as a GM and a president trying to pick your head coach? Are you satisfied with just getting to winning the regular season, taking back the North and never giving it back, but then when you get to the playoffs, giving it right back to the other teams that are going to beat you? Like that's fine. Okay, we can start there. We haven't gotten there, so maybe we feel good about that.
Yeah.
But then, are you tired of getting out of the playoffs every year like a Dallas?
Well, so, I'll say this, and listen, it's a part of the conversation we're going to have anyway. Maybe moving it up a little bit, but would you feel better if you're Minnesota or if you're the Packers? Would you feel better if you're in their position? Because essentially what everybody is saying today is that those teams are fraudulent. Those teams aren't real. I think the Vikings is a little surprising, although I think this showed Brian Flores' vaunted defense that it's beatable. Like we all knew this, but yeah, or at least people with a quarterback that can get the football out quick. Matt Stafford and Caleb Williams dominating. But like is their season okay for you when you look at where the Bears are at right now?
No, I mean you had a team in 14-4 in the Vikings that, to me, I think they over succeeded the whole entire season. You kind of saw how Sam Darnold played in that game. It almost as if he went back to being who he was in a sense.
Got hit a lot in that game.
Huh?
He got hit a lot in that game.
He got hit a lot. What was it, 9 sacks?
Yeah.
It was a lot of sacks before the first half.
Getting his head taken off. Dare I say, Kevin O'Connell called a pretty bad game. So I was like, these routes are way too long for the amount of time he's got
to develop. Yeah, no, that's true. And I think only Justin Jefferson only had like 5 receptions for the game. It was a bad game all around. I agree with that. But yeah, do you like the position that they're in? I mean, yes. But then at the same time, I don't like the quarterbacks that they have over ours. I mean, you look at Jordan Love, again, being found out to be a guy that can give you the football. A couple of interceptions, I believe. Like, he will give you the football back. He'll give you an opportunity to win the game. That is a bad thing.
Yeah.
So that's my issue.
Chance to get that ball back.
Yeah, that's my issue. Is I think with a few moves, obviously we'll be right there with them. But no, I don't like the fact that I don't like what Minnesota and Green Bay are showing right now. I think that the Bears can be right there with them, and it's just a matter of what's done in the offseason.
It's just so interesting, right? Because it's a 14-3 season. And realistically speaking, maybe they move on from Sam Darnold. It might be the best thing in the world for Sam Darnold. But like, if we're in their position next year, right? Green Bay was a 10-win team. If we're a 10-win team and we get beat in the first round of the playoffs next year, I don't think we're complaining at all.
Well, that's us though. Yeah, we haven't been to the playoffs in how long?
Even so, though, it's a. And this is what I think Mike McCarthy brings. Mike McCarthy leaving there, Dak Prescott's still a good quarterback. Mike McCarthy leaving there, you still got that offensive line. You've still got that defensive line. The offensive line was just banged up this year. You've still got the DB unit that they have in the building. He still built that team.
Yeah, Deron Bland, all those guys. Yeah, that's true.
That's my thing with Mike McCarthy. Why, for me, like if you talk about him, right? Again, we won Ben Johnson. I understand. But if you talk about a guy who's leading a program and building a program, to me, that is a conversation on McCarthy that you can say everywhere he's left, there were great pieces there. He found the right guys. He found the right combinations. Packers fans were complaining every year, oh, we didn't get a first-round wide receiver. He had Devontae Adams in the second, but, there's that. But you look at what he's done with his history, and it's like he helps you build teams. And to me, I think that is something that we haven't seen here in Chicago in a long time, since Lovie Smith. That's something that we can say for sure that we haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what ends up happening, man. Jimmy Hoffa is losing his mind at your Jordan Love take. Hey, listen, give Jordan Love a chance with a top receiver, then judge him. It doesn't matter if you have a great receiver if you throw the football directly to the other team.
Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson. I know Christian was down.
A bunch of all of them. Watson was hurt.
Sure, yeah. Watson
Reed
was down
got hurt
during the game. Yeah. Chicago
got hurt in the game. He's also had them a good chunk of the season, though, and continued to throw the football to the other team. Hey, man, let's keep this thing moving along. Appreciate y'all for tuning in the show and love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. That's an interesting point as well. McCarthy can also handle the drama. A lot of drama in Dallas. But is somebody going to have a podcast over here that weekly they just call out a teammate on?
That's going to happen.
Oh, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We're going to keep this thing moving along. Oh, here's Don Burr. Welcome back, Don. He's in the building. Mm-hmm. He's in the building. Bro, I will say this because to me, I thought this was hilarious. Somebody said, I forget. I think it was the Windy City. I don't know who on Twitter. I think it was him. Somebody said Mike McCarthy is just Mike Tomlin with bad PR because he's fat.
So he's consistently winning in the regular season.
Hey, it's not a bad take.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Like literally, like what is the difference? Their win percentages are almost identical.
And they haven't
their playoff records. He's won a little bit more in the playoffs.
Mike's won a little bit more, obviously, but not recently. So they are kind of on par right now. Yeah, that actually makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
Dog, I saw that. Like it was hilarious to me sitting there watching. Like I just started breaking down Tomlin. I was like, and people would like cut off their left arm for Tomlin. But Mike McCarthy is the worst candidate in the world. Like I keep telling us, I'm like, y'all got to realize he's not bad.
No, he's not.
You just don't want him. You want Ben Johnson. We all want Ben Johnson. But he's not bad. If he's your second option, I think you could do a heck of a lot worse. Let's talk about some of the other options that are on this team. Right after this, a word from our sponsors over at Aura. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Cue that soothing, soft Aura music. Oh, baby. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Welcome back. Jimmy Hoffa's mad.
Jimmy is mad. It's okay. He said he was here 2 days ago. You missed that day when they actually lost. God, jeez. Come on, man. Gotta face the noise.
Pat, y'all sitting on your high horse like y'all accomplished something. We accomplished exactly one game less than you.
Oh. Welcome to the couch.
That was that deep run in the playoffs.
Oh, there he is. Oh,
I love it. I love it. I love it, man.
Behind.
Hey, it's not great here either. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not sitting here blowing smoke up. Hey, listen, I'm also the guy that's sitting here telling you every week with all of these coaching candidates, with everything that the Bears have available to them, that they're going to get it wrong.
Somehow, some way.
It's
ladies and gentlemen, your new head coach, Kafka.
Yeah, Mike Kafka. Now then it's us again. Now they announced Mike Kafka up here, bro. I'm putting somebody through a table.
Well, I swear to God.
Oh, there you go, Ryan Poles.
Jesus.
I don't believe we're getting this right. I don't.
It's scary, dude.
You have to, bro, and I said this, right? You don't get the benefit of the doubt. You don't get the, oh, well, maybe they'll figure it out. No.
Oh, you don't have the track record.
You don't.
Get it wrong.
I fully expect us to be announcing Drew Petzing as the Bears' next head coach.
Oh, Drew Petzing, baby. He's got a nice record, but
yeah, and you're trying to hype him up. You're trying to make it look good.
He's got a great run game system.
Does he?
With that $8 million running back.
Hey, brother, I'll tell you this right now. There's one flaw. There's one major flaw in your run game theory.
What's that?
250 of it was on us.
Oh. Take it. All right.
I was watching that video. You're like, he's got this great run game scheme. I was like, most of it's on us.
It's a beautiful run game.
He did nothing. He has a tight end that led the league in receptions and didn't score a single touchdown.
Look, man. Hey,
man, listen. And all you can do is prepare for the worst and still pray for the best with this team.
Can I interest you in Green Bay Packers OC Adam Stinovich?
You son of a dog. When I saw that last night. And this is what I mean, bro. They're trying to confuse you. It's smoke and mirrors. They're trying to make you think activity means accomplishment.
I hope so. I hope it's smoke.
They're trying to make you think activity means accomplishment. Activity means nothing. My interview's Thursday.
I got Saturday at 5.
You got Saturday at 5. My interview's Thursday. That's why I've been in the suits.
You know what I'm gonna tell them? I'll be like, hey, here's my piece of paper. I got 2 things I want. I want an $8 million running back. and I want Caleb to throw at least 50 times on average every game.
Bro, see, listen, you're doing better than me. I'm going into my interview going, I want Ben Johnson. Do not hire me. Do not hire me. I want Ben Johnson.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Listen, the Bears get to start the second round of these interviews. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Bears get to start the second round of these interviews this week now that the wild card playoff games are done. Some of the major names on the list, of course, now Mike McCarthy, who we were just talking about, but Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken. I'm not gonna lie, I hope he get the job just so I can say his name all the time. It's gonna be a great you and that Monken. Girl, I've been shaking and sticking and moving, trying to get to you and that Monken. Buffalo Bills OC Joe Brady. Nah, it's not as fun. My Minnesota Vikings DC Brian Flores. I hope he lost the job last night.
Yeah.
I hope he absolutely lost that job last night. Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. I hope he lost his job as well. Let him stay right over there. Commanders OC Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
And former Stanford coach David Shaw, who worked for the Denver Broncos. Of course, there's interest in Iowa State's head coach Matt Campbell, and NFL Network dropped yesterday that Marcus Freeman is somebody that the Chicago Bears are interested in as well. So the Bears get to start kind of this second week of these interviews. And when you hear those names, JC, who's the one that stands above the rest? Even throwing McCarthy in there, who's the name that's at the top of that list?
There's 2 names that are kind of a little getting me hot, getting me a little going.
Oh, hot.
Well, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Not too hot.
I was gonna say, hold on now.
A little warm. All right.
You got the meat sweats. Yeah, I could use a steak.
I'm gonna go with Marcus Freeman, and I'm gonna go with you and that Monken. That's the 2 names that I actually I think would be at the top of my list, outside of a Joe Brady, obviously. But Todd Monken, we've talked about it before. He's a little bit on the older side when it comes to age, but at the same time, he kind of has that youthful vigor. You see the kind of offense that they're running over there in Baltimore. I love it when you're talking about a mobile dual threat quarterback. I mean, there's nobody better than Lamar Jackson in my mind, and maybe you could implement that here with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has a little bit of scamper in him, and so maybe you implement that along with a decent run game, obviously, that they have over there. But also the passing game is very good. So I wouldn't mind a Todd Monken. Obviously, you know what Marcus Freeman brings. Very good defensive-minded coach. Young, can connect to the players. We talked about that the other day. Is a guy that will pretty much get every last bit of effort out of his guys. You see that they've made it all the way to the championship game. So those 2 are my leading candidates if Ben Johnson again does not become the front runner.
Todd Monken is an interesting one because I mean, like, does he feel a Bruce Arians to you almost?
Ooh, Todd Monken, Bruce Arians.
Does he feel a little Bruce Arians to you almost?
I
Like,
can see that comparison. I'll take it. Yeah,
I think
we
that
whipped on that.
he's one of those guys to me when you look at him, and I don't know if he ends up getting or being a good head coach or not, but to me, it's almost like he's that guy that everyone continues to overlook, and he gets the job done. He's that guy to me that everybody continues to be like, oh, yeah, Todd Monken's over there. We're not worried about them. And then he's putting together one of the best offenses in the NFL. He's putting together one of the best systems that Lamar Jackson has played in. And dare I say, listen, under Todd Monken, Lamar has looked like a completely different quarterback. Lamar won his first MVP under what that boy name is?
The past
Did he win the
OC.
MVP that year? I'm thinking Greg
Greg Roman.
Greg Roman. I believe he won his first MVP under Greg Roman. I may be wrong on that. But he didn't look nearly like the level of passer that he looks like today. Lamar Jackson looks so comfortable in the passing game, looks so comfortable in the pocket. Now, it also took Todd Monken coming in and going, hey, why don't y'all give him some offensive linemen?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Greg Roman. Yeah, Greg Roman. Yeah, shout out Darius.
Yeah, we said
we're seeing Lamar Jackson look like a completely different version of Lamar Jackson. By the way, the previous version was really freaking good.
Yeah.
I wonder what a guy like that could do for Caleb Williams. But again, are you focusing too much in on what does this guy do for the quarterback versus how is this guy going to be as a leader?
That's the question mark. What does this guy do for the quarterback versus what does this guy do for your entire team?
Yeah.
Like, can he put more on his plate? Yeah. And maybe that's the reason why, and that's why I even overlooked a name like Marcus Freeman coming in saying, you know what, okay, he's already got the experience of being a head coach over a whole team at the collegiate level. Could he do it at the next level, at the pro level? Which is why he would be, one of my top candidates out of this. But I mean, yeah, Todd Monken, I would take a chance on him because he's been around for a minute now. He's had the experience in the league for a while. And you're bringing along a quarterback, like you said, who improved as an MVP, which is impressive, to now being an efficient quarterback, pocket passing type of MVP as well. That would be very attractive just off rip, because that's kind of where we're at with Ben Johnson. We don't know what he'll bring to the table as far as like an entire organization or whatever his leadership skills will be, but we know what he'll probably bring as far as quarterback development. And so to me, that's along the same lines as what you would think of a Todd Monken. So those two guys really stand out.
He's going to be interesting, man. I think for me, when I look at this candidate pool number, like I said, I'm probably higher on Mike McCarthy than most. I think he's kind of at the top of that list for me. I do think he leads the way. Marcus Freeman will be interesting. It's going to take a lot to get him out of Notre Dame. It's going to take a lot. And I think if you're in on, if you have the opportunity to go out and get a Mike McCarthy, does that kind of take away from you going after Marcus Freeman because he's now available? I think that shifted the focus a little bit for the Chicago Bears in this whole process. The other name that I think, and again, it's not the one that I want, but it just feels like, again, what do we say about the Bears? They go with the easy move. They go with the we're going to take this square peg and put it in this square hole, and it's just going to fit together, and we're not going to look at it anymore. I think Cliff Kingsbury has a real shot at this job.
Jesus, really?
I think Cliff Kingsbury, it's too easy. When you talk about the simple hire,
insert him.
Yeah, when you talk about the simple hire, right?
Yeah.
Worked with Caleb, knows Caleb, got Caleb to or helped Caleb, become the number 1 overall pick. Got back in, coached Jaden Daniels to one of the best seasons that a rookie quarterback has had out in Washington. And Jaden Daniels had to deal with the same not the same level of sacks, but being sacked quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's too easy. I'm not a fan. I would rather not go with the guy that hasn't had success as a head coach at any stop. But when I look at the Bears, it's just, again, right, Mike McCarthy seems like an obvious name that the Bears would hire. When I look at Cliff Kingsbury, it screams obvious to me. And I think that if you're talking about going into these interviews and what the Bears are going to be looking for, they're going to be looking for a guy, if you miss out on Ben Johnson, that is easy to put in the position and he just goes out there and he works.
Here's the reason why the unknown is so attractive to me when you're talking about the Marcus Freemans who've never done it at the pro level, or the Bradys or the Ben Johnsons versus the McCarthys, and the Carrolls or whatever that have the head coaching experiences, because as you've already said, and I've talked about, we know what they can bring. We know, in a sense, maybe their ceiling, especially as of now, when they've become more long in the tooth and the game has kind of evolved a little bit past when they were in their prime coaching. I feel like if you're just wanting someone to bring a certain level of consistency and stability, like we talked about, you get those guys in the building, which will be better for this team because there has been no stability. But if you're talking about maybe bringing in a guy who his potential is uncapped and he could get you all the way to the Super Bowl, like the Detroit Lions were one game away last year, and they could potentially get to the Super Bowl this year. That's the guy that I want to bet on coming into the building and just untapping all of the potential for this entire team, not just the quarterback, where you say, okay, the regular season was great. We were 12-5, but we didn't just not lose in the first round like the Cowboys always do. We made it to the NFC division or the NFC championship game. Yeah. We made it to the Super Bowl. The next year, we actually won the Super Bowl. Like, that's what I want. I want the guy that okay, well, there's a question mark about whether or not he can be a leader, but there's this I don't know, this attraction of not the unknown that I would love over the known.
I think that's what's interesting about this whole process. That's really what it comes down to, is that conversation. Do you want the known? We have known knowns and we have known unknowns. And in having those unknowns, we know what we – no, just playing. But for me, the unknown is scary, but has oftentimes in this game been worth it. Right? The unknown is of Ben Johnson. I know he can call an offense. Can he lead a team? Yeah. And all that it screams in your mind is, oh, Matt Nagy, oh, God, Josh McDaniels. Like, it fails more time than it succeeds. And so that is where I think, because here's the reality of this. Can Ryan Poles go with the unknown? Can Ryan Poles take a chance on the unknown? Does he have that kind of time?
Because he's tied to it.
Does he have that kind of leeway?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Because for me, listen, I love that. I keep saying Ben Johnson's one. That means I'm ready to roll down this path of the unknown, and when we get to the end of it, I'm fully expecting it to be like, well, Wills fell off on that. All right, let's start it over. Who's breaking Arch Manning? I'm fully prepared to go down that path. But I also look at the situation that Ryan Poles is in here, where he has to say, I'm not getting 3 years to finish this. We have to be in a winning position. You don't have to be a perfect team. Mm-hmm. But you have to be winning games next season.
Now, yeah, it has to happen. Yeah,
you just don't. He doesn't have the time. I don't think it's a lame duck season. I think you can go into this season, win 8 games, and be fine going into the next season. I think if you draft well early on and you see some development and you have somebody who can come in like a Mike McCarthy who's named, or right, somebody who's known, a Pete Carroll, who's some of the other guys who have been head coach. I guess Arthur Smith, but I'd probably, Arthur Smith walks through that door. Here we go. There he is.
Yep,
right?
Get him
right
back
there on the floor.
See you later.
I don't know, dog. I feel like Arthur Smith walking in is just pure and utter domination.
Oh, we haven't used it in a minute.
Thank
There it
you.
is. Straight cheeks.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. But when you talk about those known guys,
yeah,
even a Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury gets you to 7-8 wins.
Yeah. Do you want that?
It's not great, but it will buy you that time. Can
Do you
Ryan
think 7 or 8 wins will buy you time next year, though?
Absolutely.
But okay, think about it like this though, because I'm going to sit here and say that would be a trash season with everything we thought we would do this past year. You're telling me you're going into the draft, you get another lineman to address, you get Will Campbell here, you get a couple of good Drew Dahlman or whatever, a good center out of the free agency.
Yeah,
you going into next year fully healthy. You telling me you only win 7 and 8 games? You're happy?
We won 4, or we won 5.
I'm just talking about the expectation of this year was to get to 7 or 8. You're saying you want 7 or 8 next year.
I'm telling you that 7 or 8 saves Ryan Poles. I want 15.
Jesus.
What I want and what happens are two different things.
Okay, all right. That's what I thought. I'm like, man, I would love for the bar to be set a little higher.
Listen, what I want and what is going to save Ryan Poles another year are two completely different things.
Yeah. Boy.
I want to go out there and go 17-0 when we go to the Super Bowl and we slap our Jackson Powers Johnson on the table. You know what I mean?
You dang
wow. What's probably going to happen is we're going to come up a lot of bit short, and they're going to laugh at us and point.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I think that Ryan Poles has to go with something that's known. I think that if you don't go Ben Johnson, because Ben Johnson is major swing. And everybody would kind of be like, all right, we'll give you a little leeway. You got the coach, you got the guy we wanted, big swing. I believe that if he misses on that, he can't go with some of these other unknowns. Can you take a chance that Todd Monken is the leader that nobody has thought he was as a head coach in the NFL? Can you take a chance that Joe Brady is the next Sean McVay? Can you take a chance that, because if you miss, you miss big. You're going to be missing some paychecks.
See, I think you would be missing the job if you're Ryan Poles.
That's why I said miss some paychecks.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess that goes hand in hand.
You don't get paid when you're not working. Well, actually, Matt Eberflus is getting paid out here not working. Shout out to him. Flusie's living the dream here.
Was he getting severance? What is he getting up?
Yeah, he just they keep paying you. They don't just give you the rest of your money as you walk out the door. It's not like a real job when they just hand you your last check.
Give me everything.
The more I get out of there, here's $4.3 million. Yeah, get out.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Right? Yeah. No,
I'm upset, but also I'll see you in Vegas.
I am fully team unknown. Like I said, I am on team unknown for now because, and that's a good point I didn't think about is, will Ryan Poles be scared away from maybe taking the unknown because he knows his job is on the line? So you want to at least get comfortable. You want to get the guy in here that will at least give you some more time, get you some wins, be successful in the regular season, make it look better, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens in the postseason. But that's the thing with me is the bar is always set lower than where I want it to be with this team, this organization. If you say you want to go out and get the best, go for the jugular, go for the gold. Don't come up short and say, well, I want to feel like my job is safe. So you know what? Let me bring in Mike McCarthy. Let me bring in Cliff. Let me bring in these guys that's been there and done that. And then we'll worry about everything later. No, again, you're thinking small. Got to think big. Got to be a big boy organization.
I agree. Listen, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what is Kevin Warren going to set this standard at? How far is Kevin Warren going to push this? That's what it comes down to me. Because
he is the outlier. Yeah.
It not only is he the outlier, but to me, and I've said this a couple of times, he's worried about billions.
Mm-hmm.
He don't give a, he don't give a, what was funny? He don't give a Kafka.
You don't give a Kafka. Yeah.
About how much you got to spend in these millions.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to build billions. I'm trying to build $1 billion stadium.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make billions of dollars a year. So I do believe that there's going to be a different push, a different level. I just wonder how much of that push is actually carries over to this coaching search. How much of that push actually carries over to the regular season? How much of that push actually impacts? Because I think he's the one that makes the most difference here. But we'll see what this team ends up doing, man. I mean, you can't. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't trust them.
Better hope. Nope. I don't
trust them.
I'm getting scared.
I don't trust them, man. We'll see. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's get it up over 100 likes before we get up out of here, man.
Yeah.
If you're on the X side, hit that retweet button, man. Share this up to your moms. Just moms, not that.
That's
you know why? John Claude Van Damme. No, I'm just playing. But appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. For Mr. Media himself, George JC, it's your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again. Hey, Jimmy Hoffa, hold that L.
Talking about I was here 2 days ago. You mean the day before they lost?
Hey,
we were looking for you.
Shout out to y'all, man. I love it.